All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So look, I say this so much and I hope this is a good reminder of it. I am much louder about being wrong than being right. And I am starting with TTO because, yeah, a plus 62 is a very easy way to say I was wrong. All right, so I'm not here pretending I didn't say bad things. I'm just going to give you my thoughts of why I thought things were not going to go well, and obviously how my reaction changed and what my plans are for tomorrow, right? But yeah, again, I think it sounds better when you all say I'm right, and I am always going to be loud about when I'm wrong, all right? NVOS, man, NVOS, I was ready for a healthy cool down. I think the worry of not a healthy cool down is quickly becoming a very big potential, all right? I have not seen the NVOS chart actually since early in the day actually. So I think I saw it at around minus 18, give or take. I don't know where it actually closed, but what I for sure saw was some lost lines and lost trend lines. All right, so we'll get to that. And then ENZC. This is not a stock I've covered too many times. It's a stock with a lot of passion, and today was basically the day everyone was waiting for. So in so many ways, I'm actually covering ENZC to try to learn from the people that know more about that stock than me, all right? But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here and giving me your time is so appreciated, all right? And look, I have the links in the YouTube comments, but check out the Discord. I have mine as well as the new MEM one. They're actually really good groups, all right? But let's get into TTOO, and again, I have to start this section with how I started the video. Look, I am not perfect, all right? I've never been here pretending to be. I am a regular person, you know what I mean? So I make mistakes, and what I at least try to do is be as honest and loud about when I'm wrong, because look, I'm here trying to learn and get myself better as well, right? So yeah, I'm not gonna pretend I didn't say bad things about TTOO. I'm not gonna pretend I didn't expect us to be down here instead of up here. I will for sure say I caught a lot of this, not the whole thing, and I'll kind of tell you what my game plan was for TTOO and as well as tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to start with, again, what I thought. And one real quick thing, man, look, I was very honest that I was wrong, and I got a little love from Mr. Onion. I was very wrong right here. I got some from CMAG, and I think a couple others if I saw it. But like, yeah, again, I appreciate the love, but hey, I got no problem pretending I was wrong, right? And really, end of the day, the news hit, right? The FDA approval came, and instead of buy the rumor, sell the news, people kept going. All right. And when I woke up, I actually saw the stock down closer to the lower end of the wick. So you can see it actually got as low as 34 cents. Okay. I was not ready to make a buy after I heard the FDA approval and was still down here. My main reason was I was still very much afraid if it was going to be buy the rumor, sell the news, excuse me, right? And yeah, once the FDA approval came, I wasn't ready yet. What made me believe was basically getting back over that 38 cents that we opened in. And let me go to the 15. I'm okay with this. We can look at it here. So this right here is that 38 cents that we opened. No, that's 36. I'm so sorry. It was right here, okay? This is where we opened at 38 cents, and then we drop in that first 15 minutes to 36. And like I said, we get as low as 34, actually wicking that line, right? Once it got over this, and I saw this first fake out, and I saw the next 15 minutes after 11, 10, 9, 8. Yeah, I was awake by 8 something for sure looking at this, right? I was just sitting and waiting. Once it broke, yeah, I was ready to ride that. And you can see it actually does nothing but bounce on the 8, and it was a beautiful, beautiful day, all right? So that's how I actually played it. That's how I double checked myself to make sure I wasn't gonna get faked out. But yeah, going from 38 all the way up to, what was it, 34, 35, sorry, 44, 45, end of the day. Beautiful movement, right? I loved it. I really, really did. And yeah, was I ready to buy down here? I wasn't. Look, you saw the last video. I don't know if you did. If you didn't, you should go back because it was kind of funny. But I bowed down to this 50 moving average. I very, very much said that I got the 50 line incorrect because I thought lose it here didn't happen. I thought we were going to lose it here and go. And look, I appreciate this, like, news changed the game, and I think that's true. Nonetheless, the gap up, I mean, whatever. All right, so the 50 average I called out. The other thing that I just really want to, like, kind of throw, I overall did not believe we were going to get over that 20 moving average line. I think more than anything, that was my big pessimistic, bullish, whatever the word you want. I mean, bearish, whatever word you want to use, right? Like, I thought getting back over that line was going to be hard because I say it, right? Like, good things happen over these two lines, but they are your worst enemy faster than you'd ever believe. And I see it so often when we make a good run, you slip under it. And when it looks like, and this one has the 50, so it's like maybe a little you can blame, but I'm telling you, like, you try to get over and you can't. And that's what was really like making me not like this stock. When we gapped up, I was happy. When we came down here, like I said, I wasn't hungry to buy. I was still nervous that, hey, maybe it was going to be a sell the news, give up the 20 and go back down, right? But again, you saw it. Once we did what we needed to do, for me, I was ready to go in and do good things, right? And where are we at right now? Man, there is a lot of reason to believe we're coming to 62 cents, all right? I'm going to delete the line, right? But let me just draw where we're at, okay? What do I see? Green, red, green, green, red, whole mess of nothing until that line right there, right? And as I zoom out, again, in these two lines, nothing but quick down and up, horrible, but quick down. Hopefully we go from 45 to 60 something. Yeah, it looks like it's going down after hours right now. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Again, number one, I don't care too much about after hours. I think the important thing here, though, is confirmation. Okay, we need to confirm. Let me delete this line. We need to confirm that today wasn't just a let's pop it from the news and then end up dropping and going back. Okay, it's kind of making its way over, and I would have drawn it regularly, but yeah, this is about 50% candle. I think 41 cents. I think there's reason to believe that there's a chance to catch something at 41 cents. Let me zoom out. What are you? Your bottom? You're 40 cents. Yeah, 40 is a little lower than 50. That's 41. Hey, maybe it does come down to 40. Maybe 40 is kind of the, like, I could see that. Obviously, and look, I'm not here rooting for this. I'm not here trying to spread fear or anything, but like, there are two sides of the coin, and I do believe that the worst case is actually coming down near this 35 cent number, because that is, you can see it, the 20 average, if you're looking in the box over there, right? So my first immediate lowball number is kind of that 41.40 based on 50% of this and then the bottom of this. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just kind of using the lines and seeing it. But look, MACD looks like it's ready to cross on up, and we are actually over the line. You can see it, right? So this is positive for me. That's a beautiful, beautiful RSI at a very, very, very beautiful number. Oh my gosh, 300, like, we destroyed the 50 week, and I have to imagine on the week, look at it. In a single day, we already got the entire week's worth of volume. I love it. right? Like we can literally move 0 shares tomorrow through Friday and we've broken the 50-week average already, right? Like that's a powerful, powerful thing, okay? Again, where are we? We're over the lines and we're going here. I see so far, that's a beautiful after the doji candle right there on the weekly. Yeah, there's reason to believe 62, and ultimately I don't want people to get too excited because yes, I see another gap at 62. Obviously, I'm looking at that 200 moving average, a little bit more than that gap right there, okay? We really, really have struggled with this 200. We almost made a run, but we actually still never touched it there. And you can see we've literally never touched it. Let me zoom into that because I don't even think we touch it much there. Oh, no, too much, sorry. That's pretty much all I needed to see. We never touch it there. We don't even touch it there. I'm like my face is on the screen, but you can see it. The 200 was at 79. Our high was 78. So the last time we were anywhere near it was 2021. All right. That's a hard line to break. You've heard me talk about these gap fill borderlines. We literally saw it right here. There was very, very little reason for this not to fill sooner. Struggled here, finally did it. All right. Even getting from this to this, right? Like, I guess we did it quickly. That's kind of a dumb one. But yeah, again, 62 cents is going to be hard because of this gap fill line. It's going to be hard because of this 200 moving average. Man, that's a monstrous line to break. And I think what's really nice, all right, is the fact that the weekly still has life. The weekly has had really high RSIs in the 90s and the 80s and the high 70s. We're still here. Like there is some room on the weekly to move. Like we don't need big silly candles. I know people want it. I know people love it, but man, I am so good with slow and steady. And one more time, this RSI is so low. Oh man, it wasn't that long. We were like just living in that high 80 right here. Obviously a little higher there. Again, right here. Like there's a lot to like here. All right. More than anything, hey, I was wrong. I'm glad to see there wasn't a crazy dump when the news hit. It was actually there's some reason to believe here. All right. And yeah, again, I'm I'm a believer, baby. I'll say that too. All right. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, let's come into NVOS. NVOS, okay, it finished a little better than I remembered earlier today. This is now getting worrisome. All right, there's basically 4 things we look at, right? We look up here, then we look here, then we look here, and then we look here. Hopefully it's good, and we smile and we look forward to tomorrow. All right, I see bad here. I see under the 8, I see under this trend line. I'm worried. This is definitely only one candle, all right? We don't want to jump to wild conclusions off a single day. I say that on the way up. I say that on the way down, right? Like we want confirmation, all right? Just as much as I wanted it. I literally just said that. I'm so sorry, okay? But this has me worried. Like we wicked it already. Like this is 50% candle. You can see that that's pretty much what the wick hit. Sorry. There's a lot of reason to believe that we're going to come to 29 cents. And then if not, even as worse as 26 cents. What is this? What's the bottom of this guy? You open at 27. I think 27 is a pretty realistic target here. Because again, why? I'm seeing the MACD getting ready to converge, right? Like divergence is what we like. Divergence means they're going away from each other. These two are now converging closer and might eventually diverge the wrong way. These are already diverging the wrong way where it looks like the green's kind of going the wrong. Again, divergence is just a fancy way of saying going away from each other, and you can impress some like stock people that are trying to seem really like, you know, blah, 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 right? But yeah, I don't like that the green lines aren't going up. I'm scared that this one's curving. I am scared that this one's already went down. Volume's been pretty bad. We've seen windows of 3-day volume before we kind of stabilize. We've seen 4-day before we stabilize, right? We've seen a couple consistent days of bad volume. we've seen ourselves go under the 8 and actually come all the way down here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 5th one. Again, I don't really have a number for how many times you can use a line before it breaks. I don't have one for how many times you can use it before you can't bounce on it anymore and you lose it. But 5 is... there's this game when I was a kid, it was called Don't Break the Ice, all right? There's just individual cubes. It's like Jenga too, right? But basically, you can only tap on the ice so many times before it breaks. You can only pull so many blocks from the Jenga little area before it breaks, right? And we've now used this green line 5 times. It's slipped once in it, but yeah, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And because that one went up too, right? Like, 5's getting close to where this homie needs a little break right here. He needs a quick glass of water, and hopefully the 20 does the job. That's kind of what I'm expecting. And look, here's the truth of it, all right? There was a big moment when TTOO was my #1 holding by a lot. Once I started to see it slip, all right? Remember this August 21st timing, all right? This August 21st timing is kind of around the time where I started watching NVOS. And it obviously didn't do it there, but I was more than ready for those little bounces too, right? But there was a signal for me that said, hey, TTOO smashed it for us, baby, but I think it's time to like move elsewhere. Right now, I'm getting that same vibe right here. I'm getting reasons to believe NVOS might be worth putting on the back burner. And again, if you watched in the beginning, there's a lot of like, there's only 4 things, and this one looks good, that one looks very nice, that one looks very nice, that one looks very nice, right? I need confirmation, beautiful, beautiful, right? But that for sure is way better than, oh my, oh no, oh my, oh no. You get what I'm saying, right? So there's a lot that's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow is either going to take me back to what is that number, 36. Maybe we're going to get back to 36, 37, or 29, 27 just kind of seems to be making sense. And again, when all 4 signals are scary, all I can do is sit here and be scared, right? Like I'm not here trying to pretend that these lines are telling me something that I want. All I can really do is read them for what they are and you know, interpret correctly, right? Doesn't look like crazy things are happening after hours, actually. It looks like it's pretty much staying stable. It's going up a little bit. You know I don't care much about post-market, right? Like I think there's way more to be worried about, but again, this is only a single candle. Let's see what let's see what tomorrow brings. Again, we've been on the better side on the close each week. We have been under trend lines to start the week, but still managed to get back up, right? So there are still 4 days left. This is some pretty bad volume, but I guess in some ways it actually did do the job, I think. Right? What do we need to be at? We need to be at 100. We've got 5 days, not 4. We hit 22. We'll be over it as long as we stay consistent with volume. We'll get close to the line. But again, it doesn't seem like we're going to be doing these smashes like we were, right? And before the smashes, we were struggling to break the line, all right? So this on the weekly is actually signaling green, 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 red, 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 and might be saying we might be coming down as low as 21 here. All right, I think 21's a little premature. I think 29 and 26 are going to be those immediate targets. I have that 23 line right there. And if you remember on the way up when we were battling this, there was a moment where I talked about moving this 23 line down to 20. I obviously kept it right there, right? But there was actually some internal discussions on the Discord about this 23 line should be 20. So in a lot of ways, that almost revalidates that 21 target that we're seeing on the 8 moving average, right? So NVOS, I'm worried. I am, all right? And let me know your thoughts and opinions, but this went from what should have been that healthy reset and bounce to, are we coming down here? And hey, 69 is still a high one. Obviously, we've been like living on this line for weeks. We've been living on this line for weeks, so it's kind of easy to forget that we were down here not that long. Did you freeze on me, baby? Yeah, we were down here not that long ago. All right, so just be careful and let the lines tell you what to do, all right? So this is the last one I'm going to look. You know, I should have looked at EBET. If I can do another video, I'll try to. ENZC. Okay, ENZC. Listen, couple things. Number one, I have to say it on this one. There's a lot of passionate people on this one. You know I'm not here to spread fear or any silly things like that. Today is a pretty hard day to spread fear too, right? But I'm going to give a couple comments, and really I've got a lot of questions. So if I can get some answers from the team, I would sincerely appreciate the info, all right? So this is basically what I read. So I know on Twitter I've been seeing a lot of stuff about the Saga deal, the Saga deal, the Saga deal. It sounds like the Saga deal has closed today. What I also read was there was going to be a joint ticker on the NASDAQ for both of them. Now that's huge because ENZC, it's only 4 letters, but ENZC is a pink, all right? And when I look at Saga, this one's actually the NASDAQ one, but again, you can see it's only like warrants, and like I don't really do the extra like U's and W's and R tickers, right? But I'm assuming ENZC is going away and they're going to do that single SAGA ticker on the NASDAQ. Please let me know if that's accurate, because that's kind of what I'm looking for. The next one really is, do we have a date on that? I didn't really go into the news. I just kind of read the headline, clicked on just to see the numbers. It was a big number. The value was for sure a big number. All right. And look, a lot of the technical things that I said really kind of manifested here, all right? We were struggling with the 50. And a lot of it is the TTOO move. Sometimes the easiest way to get over a line that I'm so scared of is just gap it and hold, all right? And that's what ENZC did. ENZC, excuse me, it did. Like, we couldn't break the 50, 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 couldn't break the 50. Screw it, let's just gap it. All right. And that was big because 3 lines were just literally making us move horizontal for a rather long time. All right. So the next thing I kept saying was, look, there was a decent movement between here and here. All right. But what I was really, really getting excited for was to get over all 5 lines, because again, you can see it. We'll basically just use this line. All I see is green, 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 red, 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 red. Green, 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 red, 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 and a whole, like from 5.5 to 8.3 is nothing but smooth, but just speed down, speed up, down. That like there's a lot that can happen in this. Maybe it's worth drawing a line right here because I do see a little bit of like some sort of something. Kind of look, yeah, it looks like it wicks it here a couple times. The one thing I would say, where's volume right here? No, you're still in the millions here. Yeah, okay, I'm going to draw that line. I think it's actually worth doing. And you know what? I will actually take 50% of you. Oh, that's pretty much right on the horizontal anyways. Okay, cool. That's the line. Let's at least put it right there. I still think that that was also a good amount away. This was actually in last year. I think this big up and down we saw should be able to get replicated here. Because again, we tried to recover it already. We've battled this border fill line before. We're doing it again today with this wick. But right now, the immediacy is get over these last 2 lines. I'm so happy to see that we got over the 200. I can see this. Where are we, dude? These are healthy numbers. These are healthy numbers. Yeah, look, I don't want to, like, I'll at least give it. I think if this was going to come down, I think 4.8 is the lowest. I think 4.9 could be realistic. I think there's a lot of reason to believe that this is going to try to go up to 0.52. You can see that that's the 100 line. I think right now we're going to be battling these 2 lines. Again, I care more about the next day than the single candle. All right, this was big. I know how many passionate people are. I can only imagine the Twitter posts going on and on right now. Like, congratulations to you all, right? Like, you know, I've never been a hater of this stock. We need confirmation. We want to make sure, just like I said with TTOO, there's still a little bit of need for confirmation there, right? Like, we have seen the rumor become news. The quote, buy the rumor, sell the news is a famous quote for a reason, and it's not one you should ignore, all right? we need to see the confirmation. If it confirms, then we can ignore it. For now, let's just see. And like I said, I think 4.8 and 4.9, and we're at 5, right? So like, I don't think we're coming down to these lines anymore. That would be a very, very scary thing. I think the main reasons I think that's because the MACD and RSI are actually starting to look good. But yeah, ENZC again, weekly, where are we at? Oof. Yeah, look at that. Again, 4.9, 4.9 on the 20 and the 50. I can see 4.9. Let's see what happens with 4.9, because again, this thing is also saying 6. There's a lot to like here. All right, that's really the last place I'll end it here. It's already 25 minutes, so let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, yeah, this was a good one. Thank you.